It's week 5 of the LCS, and I'm joined by newly role swapped from jungle to mid, Pobelter. Of course, this coverage brought to you by Alienware. Pobelter, has it been difficult transitioning from jungle to mid?
Yeah, it was really hard, but I think I'm managing to make it work.
Gotcha. Well, no, let's talk about this week. So what, it sounds like at the end of last week or the beginning of this one, you were on Team Liquid. Now you're on CLG. So what's happened over the past week to make all this happen?
So yeah, it was like the match on Sunday ended as Team Liquid, and then Monday was our off day. I was just like in my underwear playing solo queue in my apartment. And then I like had a bunch of missed calls, like, who's this guy calling me? And then I picked it up, and it was the GM for CLG, and he said he was interested in talking and possibly bringing me over. So I was like, cool, great. I've been waiting for this call. Like, you know, not specifically from CLG, but just from some team. So went over to the CLG facility, which is kind of close by to where I live, and then we just talked a lot of details for a while. The day after, I played in scrims, and it seemed like it was going well, and I think the team really wanted to bring me on board, and I really wanted to play in LCS again, and yeah, we just made it work, and then I signed like that night or the morning after, and yeah, it just moved by like so fast, because yeah, Sunday night, I was just planning out the week for Team Liquid as a coach, like what do I want the players to play, what do we need to work on as a team, and then suddenly it's like full 180, shit, I'm playing again. I didn't expect it to come like this fast, honestly. Halfway through spring, I was expecting to transition back to it probably summer split, so you know, my play is not like super at the level that I want it to be yet, and my champion pool is not at the level that I want it to be at yet, but I think I just need like one more week maybe, and then I can solve that issue for the most part. But yeah, it just moved really fast.
Do you mind me asking? I feel like now I never asked this in an interview before, but I feel like now we're finally at the point where I can. Did you have an agent?
Did I have an agent? No.
Manager?
No, not really. I just I usually
go ahead.
Oh, I just kind of handle it on my own for the most part. I mean, I'll consult like people who I trust in the scene, you know, like other pros, certain team owners, and like lawyer, I guess. But for the most part, I like to just handle it on my own.
I just love the idea of an agent seeing CLG's scoreline up until now, or like their record, and just being like, ha, you need Pobelter, huh? Well, let me make this happen. No. Anyway, getting back into the topic, though, how do you feel about your performance today? Because you said you were a little nervous about, being a little rusty.
I think at the beginning of the week, like the first day or two of scrims, I was playing like kind of troll, like definitely really solo queue, just because I hadn't played in a controlled scrim environment, competitive environment for a bit. Like Thursday, Friday was getting a lot better, and then today I think, it still wasn't all there, but for the most part I was doing okay. I think I played my lane well. I mean, I can remember the game perfectly. I played my lane fine. I accidentally took armor runes instead of MR against Rumble, so that was kind of a whoops. It made my lane slightly difficult. I didn't notice Lee coming down for the level 2 gank, so I had to burn some pots, which made me have to TP back, which led to Rumble having TP advantage, which was kind of annoying. But when I got back to lane, I got a really good chunk on Rumble, and then he had a failed TP play on bot, so I thought the game was going really well. I was up 10 CS. And then the game kind of blew apart at the top lane play, where we got caught in between our turrets, sort of. I think if we tried to hold on our turret proper, I had a really good TP flank ward. And then when I TP'd in, I should not have gone for Lee Sin. I should have gone for the 4 people other there. Besides that, I had the really good play on our bot inhib where we aced them, and I thought that was the start of the comeback. I missed position on the mid fight where we actually killed Set for free, but I was out of position, they could have killed me. That was my bad. And then I think my TP, we actually could have came back from the game totally there if we had just followed them into Dragon or started scrapping it out while I TP flank in the 5v4. But it ended up like we weren't in position. I went for it anyway. I died for free. And then I think that snowballed into them getting Baron. And then from then on, the game was just over.
Oh my God. I've never seen a pro player do that before. That was insane. Anyway, all right, 200 IQ. So you talked about the game. You feel, but back to my question though, because you just reiterated the entire game. But how do you feel about your performance, just personally, given the fact that you said you were feeling a little rusty?
I don't know. I felt pretty good overall.
When you got into CLG on Tuesday? You said you started scrimming.
Yeah, Tuesday.
What's the vibe on the team? Are people just shell shocked, or is it okay?
I think it's okay. For the most part, practice was going pretty well for the team, I think. Like, before this previous week where they went 0-2, they said they had actually been doing really well in scrims. So they were just having, like, some problems, like, stuff wasn't working, and they wanted to change it up a little. Yeah, I think I'm just, like, coming in and kind of shaking things up. I'm a really experienced player, and I was coaching for a while, too, so I think I can identify a lot of problems within the team right now. Obviously, like, whatever the mid situation was, whatever reason they had to bring me in, is not the only problem with the team, right? There has to be a lot of stuff going wrong for the team to be 1-7. But I think I'm really helpful at just identifying what the problems are, and then we're just gonna try and take care of them one by one.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask as well. Is did your time coaching on TL give you a unique perspective? Like, do you appreciate that? I don't know if that makes you think about the game differently and teamwork differently.
Yeah, actually, I think at the start of the week I was playing too passively, like trying not to make any errors, and then I think that was kind of a bad approach. I think so. I was playing more aggressively towards the later part of the week. I think just watching the game as a coach, it was just like, oh well, I see like people make these dumb errors. I'm not gonna make a dumb error like that, but sometimes when you're riding the edge on aggression, I don't know if I'm saying this right, you like kind of just screw up sometimes and make a dumb mistake. But I think you have to be willing to play slightly more aggressive sometimes. Sometimes it ends up making a mistake, but the only way you're ever going to not make a mistake is if you're playing totally passive.
But also, just from a teamwork perspective, I'm curious if your time sort of standing away from the team and watching them on TL interact, I don't know if that gives you a different perspective on, especially now coming into this team that has its own issues.
Yeah, I think it's helpful. I think I'm good at, like I said, identifying what some of the problems are within the team, and then I think I can give feedback in a way that's helpful for everyone. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, what are your hopes or expectations for CLG? Because obviously it's in a pretty tough spot. We're now halfway through the split, 9 more games to go. What do you think can happen?
Yeah, we're like definitely in the dumps right now. We're I think our score is 1-8 now. Obviously I was not there for the first 8 games, but it's definitely going to take some time, I think, to bring the team up to a better level than what's been shown so far. That means maybe this week, next week, the week after that, there could not be very great results. But everyone on the team is really, sometimes when teams lose, they get really depressed or really tilted and frustrated and angry at each other. They just give up, something like that. CLG is not that kind of team. All of the players are willing to work really hard. We're all staying there late at night, practicing, playing solo queue, talking to each other a lot about the game. So I think as long as we keep that up, we're going to find our footing.
That's awesome. Is there anything you want to say to any of the CLG fans now that you've returned triumphantly to the organization?
It feels really cool to be playing for CLG again. It was the first team that I won the LCS with, or had like pretty much any good result with. So I want to pay back that favor and try and revitalize CLG and, yeah, just bring it back to being one of the top teams again.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Pobelter, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hello, this is me again, Travis Gafford. You just saw me in that other part of this video. It's not even a different video, so I don't know why I'm reintroducing myself. But maybe you don't recognize me because I'm wearing my sunglasses right now. That's right, these bad boys, made by Movement, MVMT. There's a link in the description below. You can actually get your own pair of sunglasses. They're not Travis Gafford branded, but maybe if a bunch of you go buy them, they will make Travis Gafford branded ones. They'll realize this is the brand collaboration they've been waiting for all along. They also make watches. They make a variety of different accessories. Really cool stuff. Go check them out. So shout out to them. Thank you so much also to Alienware for sponsoring my content. Really love my sponsors, and I know you guys do. And if you click the link below, they'll know that you love them too, which will make them love me. And isn't that what the world needs? Just a little more love.